Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. And I thought I would do a video today called Back to Mac. It sort of reminded me a little bit of the Amy Winehouse song. But yeah, I thought I've been digging out all my makeup from the boxes and I've dug out a load of MAC. I thought, yep, I'm in the mood for some MAC products. So let's get going. I'm not going to take too long on this, hopefully, and just speed through this video and do a look using as much as I can find of my MAC products. Okay, now first on in, I'm going in with full coverage foundation, which sounds a bit daft seeing as I'm not leaving the house, but it's actually this very waxy kind of pro product that MAC does, and makeup artists often use it when people are getting married, for photos and whatever. The good thing about it is you only need a tiny amount. It's very waxy, it glides on, but you can really customize the coverage. So I'm going to try it with this brush here, and if you see, the minute I start putting it on, it's going to cover up my pigmentation, but my skin's still going to look like skin. Now make sure that you've done, if you're going to use this product, that you've really taken some time on your skincare and moisturised well underneath. And how excited are people about the new Charlotte Tilbury serum? I've got to try it, although I think it's rather expensive. But then so is her Magic Night Cream, and I love that. So as you can see, now you see it looks like I'm hardly putting any on of this foundation. So it doesn't feel cakey, but still looks like skin, but it covers up and balances the complexion. Very, very waxy product. So if you can see that side, and by the way, I'm using shade, what shade is it? NC35, which is always a good match for me in MAC. Not too yellow, just right for me. So I'm going to do the other side now. You can see, and then where I want a little bit of extra coverage, I just, instead of swiping, I start to dab. But you can see it's brilliant because it's just such full coverage, but without it feeling full coverage. I was going to use my Pro Longwear Waterproof, which is very good as well, but that is sort of, you feel that you've got foundation on a lot more with that. Whereas this, you don't. Don't you hate it when you put your foundation on and you haven't done your under eyes, because it makes them look even darker? I didn't sleep well last night and it shows on my under eyes. Now, the thing is with this, obviously, as you can with any foundation, is I can just take some of this with my fingers and actually use this as a concealer. So you can really customize where you want the extra coverage. So where I've got my little pigments popping through, I can just go around and dot them there. And where my glasses sit, thread veins. Put a little bit more on my chin, I think. I really noticed, I thought that this was kind of a shadow where I needed to pluck my the hair above my lip, but actually I've noticed I'm getting a bit of pigmentation around my lip area when I looked this morning. So I've definitely put my sunscreen on today. Right, I think that's tiny amounts, building it up where I want it. Come on, cheek peek, go away. That'll do. Okay, and now I'm going to move on. I'm going to use a little bit of powder foundation to set this in NW25, and I hope this isn't too dark. I have got an NW20 somewhere, but I couldn't find it. No, this will be fine. Okay, I'll just be right back. I'm going to get a brush. Okay, so this is a powder foundation from MAC, but I use it sometimes to set. And I use it in NW because it counteracts the yellow in a foundation. If the foundation's looking too yellow, I know I've spoken about this before. If you want me to talk about it again, just let me know. But if your foundation's too yellow and you want to counteract it, you go to the opposite undertone and you go a couple of shades down and it counteracts the yellow. So that is my powder, and that is Studio Fix foundation powder from MAC. I'll list all the products below. Let me just put a little bit under my eyes. And what I love about these two products is I don't feel like I've got a lot of product on my face, and I don't think if I went close up I actually look like I've got that much product on my face. It's just evened out my complexion. So moving on. Okay, I'm going to use this palette, which is a Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour palette in light to medium, and you could just play around with these shades and work out which one looks good for you. I'm going to use this one, I think, to just contour, this middle one. My nose, to sculpt my nose. Okay, and then I'm going to use one at the end, this one here, as a bronzer. Now these are highlighters that are not, they're a little bit like that Hourglass yesterday. They're highlighters in that they're a lighter shade. I'm going to use this, it's got a slightly yellow undertone just under my eyes to brighten under my eyes a bit. A really light one at the end here. You can really play with these, and just to lift up the eyes, I'm just gonna do that there. You can use this also under your brow. You can just play around. Okay, and now I'm just going to get another MAC paint pot. I'm gonna make this reasonably kind of natural looking today. Okay, so this is my cream eyeshadow in Laying Low. Okay, so I love Laying Low because it just gives a very nice natural look, but I am going to cover it. I'm going to use that as a base. Now, I've got a palette that I made up myself, which I did a video on a while back, and it's just a load of browns and golds that I made up. I bought them singly, I made them up, I used stickers, and it's just a great way if, you know, with palettes sometimes there's always one in there that you never use. So I just collected these over time and bought my own palette and made it up. So if you want, I think I posted details a while back, but if you want to know, I'll put the details below in the description bar of all the shades that's in my brown palette. Now I'm going to go in with a very neutral shade, which is perfect for transition. It would help, wouldn't it? Okay, so this shade is called Kid. and it's just perfect. It's really good for blending as well. Okay, and then I'm going to use this shade called Brown Script, and I'm just going to put that in the corner and into the socket. This is kind of a more brick brown. And then I am going to use Honey Lust, and I'm going to put it on with my fingers. Okay, and this is Shroom, this one here. So I'm going to use that under my brow. It's just one of those really neutral highlighters that will just blend in with any eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take Charlotte's liner brush, and I'm going to use this really dark brown here, which is called Embark. And I'm going to use that as a liner. I love this liner brush because you can really get in tight to the eyeline, especially when you've got hooded lids and you don't want to take up too much space on the mobile lid. It really allows you to nestle right into the eyeline. So I'm just going to use that as my eyeliner. I find when I use powder eyeliners that my eyes just don't start watering as much, and we get into that season where my eyes start watering quite quickly. So, and also it just looks really nice and natural using a powder as an eyeliner. And then I'll just take some of that underneath. There we are. Now what you can actually do, if you're like me and you're feeling lazy and you're indoors and you really don't want to start using a lot of products and looking for a lot of products, is you can use a dark brown. If you've got brown brows like me, you can just use this to do your brows, because pigment is pigment. Now I do have a really good brow product by MAC called Shape and Shade. Don't know where it is right now, but I will show you that one day because it is brilliant. Okay, and now I'm going to find some MAC mascara. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to just take this gold called Amber Lights, this one here, and I'm going to take some of that along the bottom. Just in that inner corner there. Just fancy doing that. I saw Charlotte doing this with her Charlotte Darling palette, and I've become a bit obsessed with doing that now with my eye makeup. I just like it. I just like the way it looks. Okay, I'll put my mascara on. I'll tell you what I've applied and I'll be right back. I'm back again before my mascara, but I just found this, and I've only bought this recently because I chucked my old one away, and I thought this would be perfect in my waterline. This is called Teddy. It's one of those must-haves from MAC. it just looks lovely on everyone. I'm just going to put some of that in my waterline. Right, I'm first on going to use this primer from MAC called False Lashes Maximiser, and then I'm going to use In Extreme Dimension, and I'll be back. Okay, those of you that watched me the other day when I did my live using the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette will may remember that I said that the shimmery eyeshadow that I used reminded me a lot of a MAC blush kind of highlighter, and I found it to show you, and it's called Beaming Blush, and this is it. I don't know whether you can get this anymore. I hope you can. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a kind of rose gold, so I'm going to use that. It's kind of a blush come highlighter. What I find is I like to be careful not to get this too near here, because I've got open pores here, so I try and just take it up from about mid-cheek onwards. It's actually really, really pretty. And if you wet this, it looks mental. It just gives you a really pretty glow. And of course, if you could use that on your eyes instead of the Pat McGrath. Let me just... It has got that duochrome effect, but I don't think the pink's quite as deep as on the Pat McGrath one. But can you see when I move it, the gold turns into pink? So I love this. Let's put a bit more. Put a little bit down there, not too much. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off with some lipstick, and I can't wait because spring is now here and I want a nice vivid MAC lipstick. Okay, now I was going to go for a really vibrant pink by MAC, but I've spotted another one that I just fancy using today, and it's one of the collection that they brought out last year, and it's called Wagasa Twirl, which is that one. And I'm going to put this lip gloss over the top, which is called Heart Melter, which looks like this. So let me swatch these both for you, and I will do a more vibrant pink either later on today or tomorrow. So this is Wagasa Twirl, and then this one is Heart Melter. So I thought I'd put that over the top. Really lovely. I just love the packaging of these. I must put these out somewhere. Get me in the mood for spring. Okay, I need to just find myself a lip liner, don't I? Okay, this one will do. It's called Talking Points. And then Wagasa Twirl. Then I'm just going to blot that down slightly. And then I'm going to put this Heart Melter. So that's today's look. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do let me know what you think, and I will see you all very soon for another video on our isolation station. Take care. See you soon. Mwah.